What's up guys, long time no see, and in this video I'm going to show you how to sell clothes on Shopify the right way. So this video is for anyone that wants to start selling clothes on Shopify, or you're already selling clothing on a Shopify store. This could be doing drop shipping or doing just simply selling your own products. Okay, so this video is really valuable and you need to watch it because in this video I'm going to show you three completely different clothing stores. Okay, so I'm going to show you three Shopify clothing stores. Number one, the first one is converting. I'm going to show you the store, then the Instagram page and how the branding is done so this page can convert. Then I'm going to show you a completely different clothing store that is not converting at all, even though it has an interesting niche. All right. And then the last one is going to be a store that is like kind of in the middle of these two, that is like, it's a good store, but it could do way better. Now, why I make this video? Because in this video, if you have a clothing store or you want to make a clothing store, you're going to see what positive things and what negative, like the pros and cons of every store, so you can actually change it. Or like if you have a store and if you haven't created a store yet, you can actually take these things that are going to be super valuable and apply it to your own clothing store. Okay, remember, this is going to work even though you're not doing drop shipping, or if you're selling your own clothing, or if you want to do AliExpress drop shipping or any sort of drop shipping with or a Shopify store. Even though like this doesn't even have to be with a Shopify store, but a lot of people and who's watching and the stores are creating on Shopify stores sites. So let's start with the first store. And before I start the video, I started the clothing store that the video, which is going to be super insane. You're going to see the first store that it's really killing it. I want to let you know that if you want to create a Shopify store and you haven't created a store, or you want to change because it's not working, you want to probably go to a niche store, a new store, I'm going to leave a 14-day free Shopify trial link. All right, that link is going to give you not only 14 days of trial on Shopify, but I'm also going to review personally and probably if you want it privately, and I'm going to send you a complete video audit showing you everything you need to change in your store or improve. And also, I'm going to show you what marketing strategy you need to apply, okay? And also, if I know influencers or YouTubers that you can actually reach out because they match your branding, because you always want that match between your store and the people that you are using as ambassadors, I'm going to link to them to you, all right? So that's going to be super powerful. So check that first link on my description and use it wisely. Also, I'm going to leave other links, like you can actually schedule a coaching call. So let's start with the video. Okay, so the first store that I'm going to show you is Wavy Breeze. And this is a store that is converting. This is the first clothing store that is converting. And why? First of all, you can see the first impression is incredible. You don't even know this store is a dropshipping store. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so just be honest with me, guys. And on the comments, I want you to also, comment what store you like the most. It's obviously, maybe it's going to be the first one, right? That's what I expect. But still, comment down below store 1, store 2, store 3. And I'm also going to pick one person, right, for a free 15-minute coaching call. So, for example, you can see the first store. The first impression is key, guys. And that's really something you need to take. Okay, so you see the stores and you actually see that they have high quality images. You know, the branding is about women and about feeling just free, so that is really key. You know, you have leggings, and even though you don't have a face here, you can actually tell that person feels like the woman feels free. Okay, so let's just take a quick look before I tell you what is the principal number one thing that I love about the store. So join our team, and we're gonna get to there in a second. Okay, so first of all, every image in this store, in this clothing store, is symmetric. Okay, so it's not like one picture is like square size and then the other one's rectangular, and then you have like a serial image or whatever, and the background of each image match. Okay, so you don't have like a blank background with a shirt and then you have a girl wearing a t-shirt with a blue background. You have like everything is symmetric, even though it's not the exact same background. It matches, like it makes sense, and that's what you need to understand. In your clothing store, things need to make sense, all right? So we're gonna be right here, and number one thing that I also love is the colors match. Like you have like basic and a secondary color. We can call this like the white. They only use white. This code, like this type of pink and like white, pink, and black. Okay, but the pink, the one thing that you need to use always if you want to make a clothing brand or a clothing store, even any store, is that the color that you choose has to, you need to know exactly what color of pink you need to use, okay, or you're using. For example, if you're using this pink like this, there's different pinks, all right, and there's different sorts of blue and different sorts of green and yellow, whatever. Okay, you need to choose one and know exactly what color you're using so everything matches. And when you create, for example, a fan page and everything, or an Instagram page and your store and your products and your prices, everything has that same color. So it's not like different sorts of pink everywhere. It's one same pink that you know what code it is, like you know the actual code of that color. So you, like Facebook, Facebook doesn't have like one sort of blue here, one sort of blue there. It knows exactly what blue specifically they're using. Same as Instagram, all right? They know, for example, here on Instagram, you can see like purple, like a little bit of orange, a little bit of blue, or whatever. They know exactly what code of blue, what color they're using. That's the exact thing you need to use. Okay, so it actually looks symmetric. Now, tag us to be future. One thing that I love about this brand and this clothing store is that it's building a brand. Okay, and that is key nowadays. If you ever want to make one sale, you need to actually transmit a branding. Now, first of all, what do I mean about a branding? When you want to build a brand, you want to be different from the competition. You want to actually build some sort of like status, or some sort of like, if someone has a clothes, it belongs to a certain people. Because if you're actually just trying to sell clothes for everyone, people are not going to feel identified with your store. So that is key when you sell and I want you to write these things down, right? So first of all, when you want to create a clothing store, what I want you to suggest, what I suggest you, and I recommend, and I highly recommend you do this, is you picture who exactly are you selling the product to? Is it a woman? Is it a man? Is it a teenager? Is it an adult? Is it a skinny woman? Maybe you can actually build a store, for example, just making examples, a little bit bigger size woman, moms, whatever. But you need to identify. This is probably something that is really like a lot of people use it, like young girls, from 20 to 30. But you need to know why, because then you want to know exactly what they like. So if they like traveling, they like to go to the beach, they like to be with friends, they like partying, you transmit all that in the images that you choose on your clothing store. So for example, this images that they're using is this one. So they have a lot of really cool images on the beach. They're all in bikinis because they're selling bikinis, but they have like this pink and everything, right? So that's cool. Now, one of the most important things that I love about the store is that they have an ambassador program. Okay, why is it key that they have an ambassador program? They don't even have to have it on a store, but it's really cool that you can actually apply to become an ambassador program, ambassador for their store through their program. Why? Because this gives so much trust, guys. Like if you can actually go to a site and it says become an brand ambassador, oh my God, like this store is gonna give you so much trust, because you're gonna actually unconsciously think like, wow, this brand must be big to actually have a huge program for ambassadors. All right, so this is gonna give you a huge boost on sites and conversion rate, because these key things that give like the impression of that your brand is bigger, it's gonna give more trust. Like there's a lot of Shopify clothing stores that you actually can tell that the store is run by one person. These things that I'm telling you right now that this store is using is gonna help you understand how these like key things make you consciously think that the brand and the store has way more than one person running it. So if you actually like think, well, what if I have a problem? It's serious brand, and maybe you think that you can actually contact customer support, and they're gonna talk to you really fast. Now, one thing that I want to show you is the Instagram, and this is really important because even though it has a lot of sales or conversions because of the comment that person that left the store, one thing that I want to show you is that you also need to be careful with customer service, and that's one key point that I also want to touch, because I'm going to show you a really bad comment that has on the Instagram page. Okay, before I show you the really bad comment from a client, I'm going to see the products. So I'm reviewing these clothing stores because I really want to show you what exactly you should do. And this is the top store that I've seen from a lot of people. And number one, if you don't think you have like a good creativity, or you don't have like a good taste in terms of color and design, number one, like pay a graphic designer, because if you don't, your conversion is going to be super low. And or just go to a niche that doesn't need a lot of like branding. Every store needs to be branded, but not this type of branding that's like a high level branding, because you're gonna have a big trouble. Okay, because if you don't have good taste, you don't know what colors match and all these things, it's gonna be harder for you to actually make a store that looks appealing to people, and especially to your audience. And that is also one of the things that you need to understand. You need to know who your audience is, because you can't sell to everyone. I can't have a store that sells clothes for big, like older people like 58, and then I have like a girl on bikini that is 25, because it's not going to match. People are not going to feel identified. And if you don't feel identified with the store and the brand, most of the e-commerce, because it's a smaller, you can't have like a ton of sections, because that's going to be harder for you to actually brand it. Stores like Sierra and H&M and a lot of other stores, they know they have different like audiences, because they can actually target different people and have a lot of marketing budget. If your budget is not like millionaire budget, like the marketing brands and these big brands that sell clothing, well, I suggest you have a really specific audience, really specific person that you want to target. You can even imagine that person, and that's going to let you understand what they actually want and what they want to become when they wear your clothing. And that's really important. I really like this timer because it doesn't feel like, wow, like it's too intense. And that's something that I want you to take away also from this video. When you use your buttons and everything, don't use like really intense colors, like really like a pink that is really intense, because it's gonna actually make the feel like this is kind of scammy, like it's pressuring me too much. Like the exaggerated of what I'm telling you is like a red, like really intense red. That is the worst thing you can do. Where a really like intense, I don't know, like yellow or green, every intense color, try to make it like a little light. Whatever color you pick, like a little lighter. Like this pink is not like an intense pink. It's like an pink that is a little bit lighter, and that gives a better, like it gives a calm feeling. Like I don't want, like when I press buy now, it's like I don't feel like to something weird, right? I just feel like plain and simple and light, and it's not pressuring me to buy. It just wants me to buy if I actually want it. So then size, that's something really important. And also the shipping times. The shipping times should be specified every single time on the description page of the clothing, or the clothing, every single clothing you have, or on the shipping policy, or on both. And one thing that I also love about this store is that they're using reviews, okay? So in every product that you go in this store, you're going to see a review of the product. I don't know if everyone, but a lot of the stores, products that I went in this Shopify clothing store, I see reviews, and this gives so much trust when you actually see that the product that you're seeing has actually random people wearing it, because obviously people don't know these are taken from AliExpress unless they're doing also dropshipping and know a lot about e-commerce. But most of the people nowadays, and take advantage of that, don't know you can actually import random AliExpress reviews with the same product, okay? So that's something that's gonna give you a lot of trust, and that is something really key when you wanna do like any sort of marketing for clothing. Giving social proof, and that's also something you need to check, write down and check it out, if you actually already are doing it or are going to eventually do it when you start selling clothes on Shopify. Why? Because if you have social proof, people are gonna understand that there's other people that went through the buying process, and that's gonna push your clients further so they actually buy. Because if you don't have any social proof, people are going to think, what if I'm the first person to buy from this clothing store? What if this brand is new and I'm going to be the first person, be like the one that actually tries it out and see if I get scammed? But if I see other people, this could be through a lot of like Instagram photos that you share, and that is also one thing you should do. And check this down. Use your audience, you could be your own customers or AliExpress, and share them on your Instagram page and Facebook as clients. Say thank you for your purchase. You look stunning, you look beautiful, whatever. But this is gonna build a lot of social proof besides the review that you definitely need to have on every single product if you can, and every single clothing. Okay, so we're gonna, for example, go to another one and see if they have reviews. So I love this. The page looks extraordinary. Colors match. Everything makes sense. The people and the girls that are using, sometimes I've written the same, so that's great. And you can see right here reviews. Obviously, it's better when they have like images, but if you have reviews, that's fine at least. But obviously, you want people wearing the clothing. Let's keep it down. So let me just find another one that if I can see one more reviews of people wearing it. If I can't, well, I'm gonna go maybe right here to the front page, and then I'm gonna actually see the first clothing that they show you. Probably this one, swimwear. And this ambassador program, how do you need to apply it? First of all, find a lot of people. It's going to be a numbers game. Find a lot of people that could be ambassador from YouTube, from Instagram. Reach them out and ask them to not pay them. Ask them that, say, I love your brand, I love what you've built, and what I want you to do, I want you to become an ambassador. And what you're going to do is send them free clothing, and also tell them that you actually your store, your brand, talk in terms also of we. That's going to make you feel like a bigger brand and also make them feel. And what you want to do is give them not only free clothing, but actually tell them that to the top ambassadors, you actually give like cash prizes, right? Or it could be cash, like $50 to the top ambassador that makes the more sales. Or you can actually tell them that you can give them like more clothing, or $100 in clothing, whatever they want. So that's going to be really, really important. So let's just see this one right here, and then I'm going to go a little bit more faster through the next stores, because I really want you to take what you need to do to actually be able to sell clothing, all right, on Shopify, doing drop shipping or whatever. So let's see right here, and you have what I'm telling you. You have the images, you have people showing the bikini, and that's going to be really, really cool, because people are going to be, okay, there's real people buying it. And okay, so you need to check that not all are like 5 stars, maybe one. Or what it's a bikini and it's what they expected. This is a really, really good. So you need to choose the color, and they really look like really, really good images, guys. They don't only have images showing the product, but someone using it, so they can actually feel like they're gonna be the ones using that. Okay. Now I want to see what I'm showing you right here. So this is the comment that someone wrote. So messed up. You deleted my comment. I want my money back. Okay. Why not answer? So this is a really upset client, and you need to be careful about this. So it looks like that person has been deleting this same person's comment before, because he said that you're deleting my comments, you're a scammer. And what could really happen, because it's like 5 days, is probably that you can't tell that you've been scammed in 5 days. So what's probably happened is that this person is super anxious to get her product. Or let's see if I can instead. Okay, she's probably like really, really like upset. Maybe that there's no response. Like it's not like it's been like 1 month, right? So what could happen is that this person doesn't understand the shipping times. Okay, so what would you do in this type of cases? First of all, answer that person. And if you need to give their money back, give it back as soon as possible. When I started my first dropshipping store, I definitely had one person that wanted their money back. I didn't give them their money back because I solved the problem, and he was super happy with it. With the product that I actually sent him later on, well, really fast. But what you need to understand is these type of people, you need to answer them, because if you don't, you're gonna have them freaking in every single post you do. They're gonna actually say that you're the worst brand ever. Okay, so they're gonna just wanna throw your brand down. And look, one thing that I want you to see is that it has a lot of followers, and that is really important when you actually want to reach potential ambassadors. All right, you can't be like, hey, do you want to be an ambassador, and your Instagram page has like 1K followers. All right, people are not going to want to be ambassadors. That's going to even hurt their brand. So you need to actually buy them, or obviously get them, but you need more than 10K, I recommend, followers to actually get people's attention and even to read them. Because if you reach a potential ambassador and they see that your Instagram page doesn't even have like 10K or 5K at least, well, they're not even going to read your DMs, because they're going to see that it's not a serious business, and they don't want to work with an unserious business. So we're going to see it has a lot of likes, a few comments, but mostly likes, and they're building brand. They're building not only experience, showing experience, but the clothing. And this is really key, guys. And what I want you to see is the logo is simple. It doesn't have to be a really crazy logo, but it has to match everything. Like it has to be here, it has to be on the Facebook, it has to be everywhere. And it has to be simple, but it has to transmit what you want to do. So it's wavy breeze. So that's why the letters and the typography, it's like a kind of wavy, and it's simply black and white. It's not really something really weird. It's black, like it's just letters, but it looks professional, and that is really, really important. And they're building like a lot of designs with the logo, so it actually looks like they have a graphic designer, or a area of graphic design. I really love it. This is one of the best clothing stores that I've ever seen people comment on my comments. So also, if you want me to review your store, leave it on the comments, because I'm going to review it, and I'm going to also show you what you need to change or you need to adapt. Okay, so I have the shipping policy, the refund policy, which you can also, I'm going to leave on the description to help you. You can actually download if you need shipping, returns, whatever policy you need. I'm going to leave it in the description so you can actually get it, because that is also really important. And they have one of the most important things that I enjoy is the ambassador program. And look at the designs. Okay, you can't think, normal people, average people are not going to think, okay, this is a small store. They won't. Okay, because this is I'm talking about the average and the majority of people. They're gonna see this, and they're gonna see that it can't be possible that a random person with it's gonna, like, a scammer is gonna make this whole store to scam me. Because if they had this whole creativity, why in the world would they need to scam people? I mean, they are too creative. They have a too good of a store to scam people, and that is something really important. Tell people, bro, like, I can actually design. I'm building a brand. This is a really, really good store. This is a legit store, okay? So this is also what unconsciously people think. They have a really good brand, really good designs, really good images. Like, why in the world would they need a scam? Like, with this good of a branding, they could easily sell really legit products. They're not actually consciously thinking, but that's unconsciously, that's what they're thinking. So the second store that I'm going to actually show you, which is a worse store, it's the opposite. But I'm going to do it because this what the comment that was left on the store was, I want to show you my clothing store, but I have a interesting niche. Okay, so their niche is like costumes. All right, it's like costumes, and these like costumes. But this store screams AliExpress. Like, I see the store and I'm like, AliExpress, like, I need to buy it. It's like, it tells me, like, go to AliExpress immediately and never buy this from the store again. So this is the worst store that I've ever, I'm not gonna be that mean. It's not the worst store. But if it's your store, don't worry. I just want you to actually make sales, because if you keep on trying to sell this store, you're gonna have a really hard struggle. Like, you can't have brands here, copyright 2018. It's not even like, it's not from 2019 even. Like, Brazilian cosplay party, like, this is look, you don't even have a logo. This is not a logo. You need to change it. It looks like you made it on paint, and things like this, like, you can't have. Okay, so let me just see of one store, and I want to show the products. A lot of the products that you have here don't even relate. Like for example, you're selling costs. What if this here, or unless like, and the names are super long. That's something that you actually need to just delete, and that's something that a lot of people still do to the day. When they actually built a Shopify clothing store, that actually keep the AliExpress names, and that is really the worst thing you can do. Also, these products like here, what's this like? This, and even though the niche could be interesting, and I'm gonna see you have like a few, I don't know, like let me see if these are actually comments. No, this is like comments of people just liking this. And I mean, I don't know, like people that actually follow this and would wear this costume, maybe like kind of weird. So I don't know if they actually would buy. But I really, I'm telling you, like if you have everything like shipping, it's too much. And first of all, change the name. Second of all, take all these copyrighted things that you have here. Third, change all these like description. This is the worst description I ever seen. Like this is the AliExpress description. Take like who in the world? What do I care that the brand the bra style is demi or that it's for women? It's obvious that's it's for women. I don't want to imagine a guy like, oh, I want to buy this. Let me check if it's for me. Woman. Oh, it's not. It's for a woman. Like it's obvious. Take that thing off. And then full cup closure, expose it like cartoon. Like this is, it's really bad. All right. So also right here, like it's. I'm not saying because there's Chinese girls here, but it screams AliExpress. Like if I'm gonna buy this, I better buy it on out. I wouldn't buy it. Now, what is the things that you need to change? First of all, if you want to actually, I highly recommend that if you don't have a good like ability to actually design, contract or pay like $5 the graphic designer from Fiverr or Upwork. All right, or find them for whatever. Make them create a logo and take a lot of the products. You have like 10 products, 10 of the best products that have the best images. All right, take like have a top 10 products. Okay, so we're gonna have a better logo here, and we're gonna have one better color. You need to know your audience. I don't know who the audience exactly is of people that would buy this, but probably they have a main favorite color or the average like one color. You're gonna choose that color and use it on every single one of the basis that you need to use it. For example, this background or this banner right here, probably change that. Okay, so we're gonna go back in the store and you're gonna actually see it. Also, it's really slow because probably has a lot of like products, and so you need to also change that. Also, change the name, make it a lot shorter. Delete these things right there. You never want other logos, other brands, because you want to actually, make people feel like, at least it's a brand. Don't like have one typography. Like don't have a different sort of type of letter like right here, because and only have high quality images. For example, if you really love this and this is like the top selling product, don't sell it or try to make it better or find a HD picture, because if don't and don't put the price on the image. The price is going to be seen on the product page. Okay, it doesn't have to be here. This is worse. And don't have a 59.89. Have it like at least 59.99, like 59.90, 59.97, or 49.99. 59, 55.84. It's like what? Why 84? This is the AliExpress or the overload price that it gives you for selling it at a good price. This is freaking horrible. Okay, perfection is not even on the right. It's not even properly. I don't know, properly in the middle, right? It's not even in the middle. It's not even like it's like take this thing away. It's like, please, guys, I want you to understand. Have a little bit of common sense. And I know you're probably thinking, well, it's obvious that store is bad. I mean, you don't have to be a genius or a guru to tell. But a lot of people, don't believe it or not, they're still making these types of stores. Okay, so it's image. You can't have this, black border, around it. Just take it away. You can actually shorten the image, and it's gonna delete or make it bigger, or make it a bigger image that is all white. Delete copyright, and if you can't, find another image or edit it, whatever. If you want to make a video, well, try to not make a video that it's like it really looks bad. All right, but these are the things. We watch the video, and now the third, I'm gonna actually, well, it's really bad, so I just want to go. This is all the things that you shouldn't have, okay? But it's still the one thing that I would probably have to go from the pro is probably it's an interesting niche that a lot of people haven't untapped. I don't know, but then you need to know a little bit of your audience, okay? A little bit better. Maybe there's a potential that I don't even know. The third store. This store I like a lot, because it has like it's simple. Okay, this is like debut theme from dropshipping, so from Shopify. So it's a clothing store using the debut theme. Okay, it has a logo that I do like. It's a logo that actually looks like a logo created from a designer, or you can actually make your own, but it actually transmit that. And the first impression actually transmit what your branding is around. So for example, gentleman's choice of time says as much as him as does. What? A gentleman's choice of timepiece says as much about him as does his Savile Row. Okay, that's good. Ian Fleming. You have a little bit. Okay, so the title, subtitle. And one thing that I do like, same as the first image, okay? This is not a wow because it's a debut theme, but with a debut theme, you can actually make sales. You can actually convert. You don't need a high killing like this one, right? Like this one, although it's going to be way better and convert a lot way better and get way more ambassadors. But at least you know who your audience is. Obviously, man, I'm a big, like, I always preach that you should never try selling watches because it's really competitive. But I'm just gonna go about branding. Okay, so in terms of branding, you're okay. First of all, I want to tell you to all these three stores. Well, mostly this one and the first one. It's really hard that you're going to make a lot of sales or make profitable ads with Facebook ads, obviously. So you need to actually just rely on Instagram marketing. Just Instagram marketing. I'm not sorry, just not Instagram, influencer marketing. This could be from YouTube, Instagram, whatever influencer you want to use, any sort of influencer marketing. Why? Because this is going to help you build your brand. You need to actually use and piggyback on other people's brand. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to be, for example, if you actually target people average, first of all, you're only going to have like two targeting strategies. Number one, targeting broad for young people all around the world or only e-packet countries, whatever. Second of all, people trying to sell clothing. In the first one, those general person are still going to have a lot of like, other Facebook ads and other targeting, other marketing ads selling in clothing that probably look like the same. So they're gonna have a lot of options, and until they actually choose yours, you're gonna have spend a lot of marketing budget. The second one is that you target people that are, for example, looking for jackets, looking for jean jackets, and they're showing that interest. But if you actually target that, there's probably going to be a lot of people, also other brands, around the world targeting that same people. So if they actually pay attention to your ad, Facebook is going to be like, okay, this person really wants jean jackets. So let's just show in 10 more jean jackets from different brands and see what they picked. Because that's how Facebook works. Okay, so that is something that you also need to consider when you're trying to sell clothes through Facebook ads. It's not a thing that I would consider. Instead of try to use Instagram influencers or whatever sort of influencer, YouTube influencers, sell them clothes, give them a special, whatever link or promotion, whatever, and then use that data to retarget their audience. Okay. And also build your own brand. That's the only way you can actually be sustainable. And if you're really passionate about clothing, this is what I want to close with this store. You have the shipping policies and everything. Let's just see one before I close this video with one main idea that I want you to, keep. Need more? I think you could do it a little bit better. Like put like bullet points of like styling, or just doesn't give you, like not stalling, but I would first of all, use reviews. That's going to help you a lot. That's going to increase your conversion rate like double. And right here, you can actually use images or of the experience, like one more image right here. Okay, it could be this same person or a similar in a car selling a little bit the experience. A little bit more color could be used in your but the logo is good. Having a logo. Okay, I want to close this video with the main thing. If you're really passionate about selling clothes on Shopify or selling clothes on an online site or doing dropshipping, whatever, you're really passionate about it, you really want to do it, I suggest while you're building your brand, because it's going to take a little bit longer, unless you really find a good influencer and a good Instagram influencer ambassador that actually gets you a lot of sales, will really just pay her more, give her more, motivate her more to actually keep you promoting your stuff and your clothing and make her more, give her more commissions, whatever, so you can actually make more and actually increase your Instagram pages and whatever, and everything I say, whatever, too much, right? Build a niche store, okay? Why? Because this niche store is going to give you a faster cash flow. Like if you go into a niche that is, for example, targeting an audience that that you see that there's interest on Facebook, that you target that it's right kind of untapped. Like you see their interest, like twins, like people that have, I don't know, like for example, mom that have twins, and you create a whole store. Well, this could be like you match in both, right? You can actually sell clothes and actually know your audience better. That's going to be like a sub narrow or a smaller audience. That's going to be better. But for example, let's just take like dogs, or let's just take a sport like fishing, and you can actually target that interest. It's going to be higher the possibilities of people actually wanting your stuff than rather you have to convince them. Because with clothing, guys, you need to convince people that they need to buy your stuff. You need to convince that the clothing is gonna. It's harder online because they can't even try it out. So you need to only not use marketing budget to show them the clothes, but you need to use marketing budget to sell them the clothes and to actually convince them. All right. So you need to show them. They need to convince them. They need to actually have social proof. And it's cool. It's a really good it's harder, but obviously if you actually can make a solid brand, well, it pays it off, right? But when you actually sell, for example, something for fishing, right? Fishing expert or not even or beginners, they sometimes already they need it. You don't need to convince them because they're already looking for a product that can solve a product that can solve a problem, for example. So they're just gonna see the product you're at, and they'll be like, "I need these." You don't need to be convinced because the same products, the product itself is gonna convince that person. So that's what I would recommend. And if you want to build a niche store, choose to use the link on the description. Why? Because I'm going to give you a complete video audit, and if it's a niche, I'm going to also give you what's the correct marketing strategy and targeting for your Facebook ads so you can actually make faster sales. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you took a lot of this video. This is like a lot of like a branding and a lot of tricks and tips and strategy applied that if you want rewatch a video, take like notes, because I know I said a lot of things from different places and in different minutes of video. But this is the way to sell clothing and sell clothes on Shopify or any e-commerce store, using even WordPress or doing dropshipping or on Shopify. And this is the way you need to do it if you eventually want to make any sales and scale it and actually make a bigger brand that actually makes you money on the long run. So that's my advice. Make probably a clothing store while you build the brand and find those Instagram influencers, ambassadors. That's going to be a numbers game. Build another store if you have the budget. It doesn't cost you that much. And you can even use Instagram free traffic methods, and it's going to be way easier. Obviously, you can't use free traffic that much with clothing unless it's like a shirt with a cat for a cat. We're just making a stupid example, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, you like the button, and you comment down below also what of the 3 stores you enjoyed the most. And yeah, also if you want a consultation call, 1 hour, it's really, really insane. People have been getting great results. It's going to be in the description. Check also a lot of the description, and all the tools that I use is going to be in the description. So this is, once again, how to sell clothes on Shopify for like 2020, 2019, even like for 2021, it's going to be probably the same strategy. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.